So the tool I built, first, it's choosing an Excel file. This is not integrated with any third-party system. This was a tool I created for myself because I have a process every month where I receive a very specifically formatted Excel file with financial data that comes from a third-party system that's output the same exact way every time. And that's perfect for automation. So my tool, what I created here was it's a picker. You have this financial file that you receive. It's the same thing every month. I can load it and I can get some dashboard views of it. And in this case, it's created it with this executive overview. I have multiple dashboards for this particular executive who happens to be just the executive summary.
The guy sitting across from me, or more virtually on my other screen here, is Nick, principal solution engineer. And he built a really cool financial dashboard that I just wanted to show. And he built it with really zero coding, all in Copilot Cowork. So I asked him to show me exactly how he did it. No slides, no theories here. Just let's get into it. What was the idea behind it? What was the process of building all that and showcasing how you, the audience, can also build this as well. So Nick, welcome. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about some of the things that you're building in Cowork.
My name is Nick Aquino. I'm a principal solution engineer at Microsoft. I have a long history in enterprise IT, like endpoint management, identity and security, and access management type solutions. When I got into IT, before I even started working at a job, I was 16 years old. I learned HTML and I loved it. It was great. It was fun back in the day, making websites for myself and my friends. But it kind of disappeared over time. And now we've come back into this generative artificial intelligence capability. And one day I saw up on a slide that Cowork can produce HTML documents. And my brain just started going crazy thinking, well, wait a minute. If it can do HTML, then it can do JavaScript. If it can do JavaScript, then I can embed things. I can put controls. I can connect to other services. I can create really rich contextual content using HTML because that was my former jam. I loved it so much. So I took that idea and I started to play with like, what can I build and how much data can I feed it? And immediately dashboards came to mind.
Awesome. That's really cool. So show us what you built. I think that the thing that inspired me the most was actually the process you built in getting to building this thing. The way that you use Copilot to kind of build the prompt, research it, and then use Cowork to kind of actually fine tune and actually build the thing. So walk us through that process here.
Now, what I have on my screen is just the plain Jane. In fact, it's the newer Copilot interface where we have Work IQ. We have our selector up here where I can think deeper, quick response. A lot of people keep asking me, hey, with Cowork, why would I ever want to use Copilot anymore? I'm going to show you why you want to use Copilot because I'm still a heavy Copilot user. And that's because of the built-in agents, the training and capabilities and the scoping of the laser focused instructions that our first party Microsoft built-in agents have, such as Prompt Coach and Ideas Coach, are great for iterating and ideating on your next build or your next concept. So instead of just diving into Cowork and, using a Ferrari that I don't know how to shift yet, like let's put a plan together to get as much use. And imagine this, imagine you have 1 gallon of gas and you've got to deliver 15 packages. What's the most efficient way to get through those 15 packages or those 15 steps with the least amount of work without spending as much gasoline. And so that's kind of where my concept is I like to work smarter, not harder. I would like to get my Copilot and Cowork output done the first try, because sometimes it does take a little bit of time to run these prompts, especially in Cowork. It can turn for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, even longer, depending on the prompt. So I actually start now in my case, let me show you the end result first, because I think it's important to look at that before we actually look at the solution and how I built it. So I'm going to take you up here to my financial dashboard. So the tool I built, first, it's choosing an Excel file. This is not integrated with any third-party system. This was a tool I created for myself because I have a process every month where I receive a very specifically formatted Excel file with financial data that comes from a third-party system that's output the same exact way every time. And that's perfect for automation. So my tool, what I created here was it's a picker. You have this financial file that you receive. It's the same thing every month. I can load it and I can get some dashboard views of it. And in this case, it's created it with this executive overview. I have multiple dashboards for this particular executive who happens to be just the executive summary. As part of my process with this file before I had Cowork, over time they found out that I was pretty good with creating Excel spreadsheets and pivot tables and charts. And so the CFO asked for his view at one point. And I created that view, but then the next month now I had twice the amount of work because I had to create twice the amount of charts. Well, the COO found out about it, the sales manager, the marketing manager. Pretty soon, this takes me multiple days to produce this file once a month, every single month. It takes me 2 days out of my month.
So you were
And
the
so,
lucky one that everyone found out that you knew how to use Excel?
yes, and that's a double-edged
There's
sword
always
because I
that
get a
one
lot.
person on the team.
Yeah, a lot of visibility, but also a lot of extra work. So I get to be the good guy and solve problems, but at the same time, it does cost me a little extra work, which is why I love to automate things. My old TechNet tagline, for those old enough to have one, was laziness is motivation for automation. And so I just don't want to keep doing this over and over again. It's a mundane task, and that's perfect for AI. So the way I achieved this result was first, you know, as Nick Aquino, the Microsoft, solution engineer, I really don't know what a marketing officer or a financial officer would want out of this data set. So the data itself is just pretty bland. When you look at it at first, it's very straightforward. You have your segment, your country, the product that we're selling, solds, discounts, cost of goods, profit over time for each month of the year and each year with multiple values. So again, this data is really rich in context, but without a visual representation, really doesn't tell a great story. And I'm not a solution or I'm not a financial officer. I'm not a financial analyst. So I don't know what really would have been important for this demonstration. And I think a lot of developers run into this where somebody asks them to produce a tool, but they're not the expert in that domain of business, right? And that process expertise. So it's really important to bring that technical expertise and marry it with the process expertise in order to achieve that. And when you don't have that, that's when we go back to our built-in agents. So the way I was able to achieve this build was, again, using the first-party agents from Microsoft. I first went into Ideas Coach, and you could find the agent in just your default set, Idea Coach. So I have Ideas Coach, and what I did was I uploaded the file, the financial sample, because at this point, I can talk all day long about what the file is, but if I give it to Ideas Coach or Copilot or Cowork, it has much more context. So now I can just say, I'm building a dashboard and looking for ideas that would be useful for a finance org, and then think CFO, financial analyst, tech person, etc. It will be built in HTML and a standalone document. So I'll run this script or run this prompt. Ideas Coach is going to give me those ideas on what a great application might be. Ideas Coach is going to give me a great response here. I take those ideas and then I come over to Prompt Coach and I'll paste the idea in there and I'll say, Prompt Coach, I'm building a HTML dashboard and here are the ideas. Please build a prompt for me that I can run. Now, this is key in Researcher to build the application requirements document. This is key. This is the magic piece right here is I'm going to get a prompt from Prompt Coach. I'll kick it off and run, but I didn't paste the ideas in there. So you have to get an idea for it. But Prompt Coach is going to come back to me with a great prompt that I can then move over and take into the researcher agent. And when you run this, you're going to upload that file because context is everything. And you can just refer to it as well using your context IQ. Upload that file, and then you're going to paste that Copilot prompt. And that's going to come back and it's going to produce an application requirements document that you can then use to help build your application. So this was an example. This is not the financial analyst example. However, I did run this the other day with a different one. And what I really wanted to kind of point out is that it will build those requirements for you. This is a very basic example of it. It's not as deep as the financial sample was, but with these requirements, it's building it all around your stepped process. You ran an idea as an ideas coach and you came up with ideas of different dashboards and interactions you wanted. You took those ideas and the financial sample and you put that in Prompt Coach to get a really solid prompt that you can then run in Researcher to get the best, highest quality application requirements that define your needs based on your ideas, the financial sample document that you uploaded. And so what you come out with is a file that has your application requirements in it. It has you have a really great prompt that you can run. And then from there, you can run it in Cowork. And let me pull up the financial sample example. So you can see I have my financial sample referenced here. This is not the original prompt. but it goes through and it reads that file. It reads my prompt instructions. It identifies the information in it, and then it puts the dashboard together for you. So we have our references here, the financial sample. I came in and I provided it with the reference to my financial sample document, but it also has this great prompt that I built with the researcher agent to get the application requirements. So in a great prompt style, it did the GCSE, goal, context, source, and expectations. So in this case, I wanted a single page HTML file. It has to be single page because I'm a citizen developer. I can't have some sort of integration or web host running. The concept was that this is really a demonstration that I'm going to be providing. So in that case, it just has to be for demonstration purposes. If I was to make this for myself, I might be a little bit more specific on exact use cases and different charts and whatnot. The source was the financial sample. The expectations were that it would use client-side libraries. These are things that a typical end user are not going to understand, the content delivery network, right? And how to use that to generate Excel files. No external calls. The user interface must have a file picker and a loaded file summary. And so it just walks through and it has all of these built into, this was built from researcher, right? That's my prompt. That's a humongous prompt that I'm never going to write on my own. Once I gave it that, I gave it the file, it went through and started to build the HTML. And you can actually see it starts walking through actually programming the HTML. And the output from it, you can see is right over here. I have my financial dashboard here. And then here's a bonus at the end. I said, you know what? If I was an IT person, I might need a walkthrough to teach somebody how to actually use this because I know I have to walk them through my Excel file. Why wouldn't I have to walk them through this tool? So I said, hey, now please create a click through document highlighting the app and how it works, please. I'll be presenting this to the C-suite. And guess what it did? It actually put my presentation together for me. So now I have the file that actually does the work and I have a how to. So I can send this along with the file. And you can see it has the document there. It shows the financial sample. It says, hey, choose your file, locate it, double click it, choose your spreadsheet, load it. And to me, this is amazing because it not only created the file, but it actually took real screenshots of the process. This was days out of my month.
I see that, yeah. I love how, the screenshots look like Mac, though. You've got the Mac in the left-hand side. That's an interesting decision from the AI.
And I knew you would catch that. That's why I wanted to show that to you. I think that is very interesting in the choice of application it's using to grab its screenshots.
Probably because it's links on the back end, who knows? But, this is cool. So it sounds like you use quite a bit here, and so we started with the ideas agents to help us kind of figure out the idea. We moved to prompt coach to build the context, essentially, and then we moved to researcher to build the plan and the prompt to put into Cowork, and we moved to Coworker to build that. And I think that's actually really smart because one of the things that organizations are going to really need to look at, especially when they start really allowing Cowork, is cost management, because there's a cost to all of that, especially when we start building in Cowork. So doing all of that legwork inside of Copilot with these agents, part of that flat license you get, allows us to kind of have some of that cost savings where we don't have to have Cowork do all this legwork and have all those additional costs, but do the really good chunk of it of building the stuff. I think that's a really good way of kind of approaching how we design and build these things.
Yeah, I look at it as like hiring an architect to design your basement addition, right? If you're going to extend your walkout or something like that. You want to have a really good plan. You really want to know what's involved in before you actually go into hiring contractors and builders and actually spending money. Because if you don't have a good plan and a good diagram or design, then it's just going to add in costs later on as you iterate and fix and correct mistakes that you may not have had if you had done the planning up front. So absolutely, this is all about planning and building that prompt out and executing. It's a whole circle of life for your prompt, right?
Yeah,
For the
absolutely.
design.
So, question for some that don't know. So, this could be the HTML packages could be very foreign to some. So, when you're creating these kind of things, I look at your financial dashboard walkthrough, and that's an HTML file. Is that pretty easy to just have Cowork move to a PDF so it's easier to share, or what's the best practice and when we're kind of building these things and sharing these out and stuff like that? What's your
So everybody's kind of using the tools in their own ways. And that's one thing I love about it because it's very universal in the way that we use it. The way I've been getting some pretty good results is again, I'm familiar with HTML. I mentioned it was how I got into IT in the beginning of my career. And so I understand what it can do and what it can't do. And I usually start there. And here's a little tip is if you wanted to create that slideshow that I had showed, maybe you wanted that in PowerPoint. You can actually take that HTML file and upload it to your PowerPoint agent in Copilot and say, convert this to a PowerPoint. And it will do a fantastic job at getting very near what your slideshow looked like and reproducing that in a PowerPoint file. Similarly, if it's just a flat file with a vertical scroll through, you can just print it as a PDF if you wanted it that way. But the way that I did my presentation, it was more of a click through slideshow. And so that wouldn't print very well, I don't believe.
Very cool. So at the end of the day, what I'm hearing is ask Copilot first. If you've got something you don't know how to convert it or something, see if Copilot can do it for you. And honestly, a lot of times I'm pleasantly surprised how well Copilot can do something. And like I just started experimenting with the web apps a few months ago because I saw someone on YouTube say just create a web app. I'm like, cool. And I just asked Coworker to turn this into a web app, and there's my HTML package. It was really cool. So I appreciate you sharing this, Nick. This is really cool. So this is just a reminder of a lot of things that we can create in Cowork. Cowork is great. It's grounded in your M365 data. We can create presentations, prep for meetings and stuff like that. It's really good at that. But this is, to me, this is where I think we're starting to see the change where we developers are still super and super important. But think about like in a way like maybe you're a business leader and you have this grand idea of I want to create this dashboard. I want to create this scheduler. I want to do something. So you can use Coworker to create the UI, to create the experience. And that's like 60% of the way there. Like you still need to create the back end. But now as a business leader, we can create this and say, IT and developers, this is the idea I have. I've already created the UI. How can we implement this? So now we're changing, we're giving people the power to create things and to help the business progress in different ways. And I think that's super cool.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Another thing I'm preaching to my customers is to do the crawl, walk, run, right? So if you want to connect this to your financial system, but today you're doing an export process, build the dashboard on that export. You can still involve AI and you can save a lot of time iterating without having to build that connection to find out that maybe that wasn't the right way to do that integration. So create the dashboard on your export, use your AI there. That's you already have the data, right? And then once you find out it's really useful, then take it to your IT team and say, I think we should do an actual integration and line this up and get rid of the export process.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Nick, thanks again. Thanks for showing us some of the things you're creating. It was super exciting to see all this.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Yeah.